You're listening to AI PRISM from Seoul Economic Daily.
It's Monday, July 6. Let's look at what this means for startups and entrepreneurs in Korea. Right now, the global AI market is, well, it's fighting two completely different wars. I mean, in China, you have startups raising billions just to survive this brute force arms race. But in Korea, founders are realizing that massive scale might actually be a death sentence.
Right. We're diving into a stack of reports from the Seoul Economic Daily today to, decode exactly how these two extremes are colliding. If you're a founder or a VC mapping out an entry into the Asian market, you really need to know how specialized models and new government tech are actively rewriting the rules of survival.
Yeah, so let's look at the arms race first. An $18 billion valuation for a standalone video model feels like, a massive defensive bubble. Chinese startup Kling just secured a $3 billion pre-IPO round from heavyweights like Baidu, Tencent, and Alibaba.
Right, and Alibaba alone threw in, 1.36 billion yuan?
Exactly. It looks like they're just inflating Kling to fend off ByteDance, considering ByteDance has a $28 billion AI infrastructure budget for 2026 alone.
Well, I would actually argue the opposite there. It looks like a bubble on paper, sure, but the structure of this deal shows some pretty ruthless financial discipline. This pre-IPO mandates a public listing on the Hong Kong Exchange or Korea's KOSDQ within 12 months.
Wait, and if they miss that ticking clock?
Investors hold a put option. It's basically a financial parachute guaranteeing their money back plus 8% interest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but the real paradigm shift here isn't the penalty, it's the revenue. Kling hit 650 million yuan, which is about 105 million US dollars just in the first quarter of 2026. And 70% of that comes from overseas corporate clients.
Okay, so the real aha moment here is that the market doesn't care about who has the coolest consumer video toy anymore.
Exactly.
It's explicitly rewarding boring, stable B2B enterprise revenue.
Yeah, it's a massive pivot from consumer virality to enterprise viability.
But generating that stable enterprise revenue while supporting an $18 billion valuation has to come with immense pressure. To escape that pressure cooker of massive cloud costs, Korean founders are realizing they cannot fight giants like ByteDance on raw scale. They have to fight on efficiency.
Right, which brings us to Naver. They just released performance data on their task-specialized large language model, and it's a perfect blueprint for this lean approach. Compared to their base Hypersolovio X model, Naver cut GPU operating costs down to 1/3.
That is just insane. I want to focus on that cost reduction, because cutting GPU costs by 2/3, are they just running less data?
It's more about the architecture, actually. By stripping away the generalized knowledge a B2B client doesn't need, like, writing poetry or generating recipes.
Right, the fluff.
Yeah, the fluff. Naver's specialized models don't have to power up thousands of unnecessary neural pathways for every single query. That focused compute is exactly how they slashed those operating costs.
So it's like replacing a massive diesel generator with a highly targeted solar panel array. You only draw the exact power you need for the task at hand.
Exactly.
And for startups, structural efficiency like that isn't just a nice bonus, it's literally the only way to survive massive cloud infrastructure costs.
Precisely. Because enterprise customer acquisition timelines are notoriously long. If you're burning through your runway on bloated generalized models, you're going to die waiting for a contract to sign.
Right.
Naver's success, particularly with their new Muko multimodal model that processes both text and images for B2B licensing, it proves that lean, product-specific builds are the viable path to surviving those long sales cycles.
Surviving the burn rate also means securing capital while you build. In Korea, getting government support is practically a rite of passage. The Youth Startup Academy distributes about 100 billion won, which is roughly 70 million US dollars annually. But they recently uncovered a massive pattern of grant fraud.
Yeah, ranging from fake employment to broker manipulation. To combat that, the government is deploying an AI anomaly detection system by the end of 2026.
Okay, an AI auditor.
Right, they're training it on 300,000 historical expense records to actively flag payroll irregularities and false invoicing.
Which sounds like they're replacing a single, exhausted night watchman with a network of security cameras that instantly flags if a receipt's timestamp doesn't match a worker's payroll log.
Pretty much.
But if I'm a foreign founder trying to enter the Korean market, this sounds terrifying. Is dealing with an automated system just going to create a bureaucratic nightmare where legitimate applications get flagged by a paranoid algorithm?
It's easy to assume more tech means more red tape, but a data-driven baseline actually reduces friction. Right now, manual audits by human reviewers are slow, subjective, and prone to bottlenecks.
Sure, human error.
Exactly. For legitimate foreign-founded startups, a cleaner, automated auditing system should actually accelerate grant disbursements and lower rejection rates because it standardizes the rules.
So if you are a founder or VC mapping out your Korea entry strategy, the playbook is officially shifting. That $18 billion valuation game we saw earlier just isn't the reality here. The real barrier to entry in Korea is about operational efficiency, securing B2B revenue, and navigating an ecosystem where the very capital you need is now audited by AI.
The market is maturing, and it really demands highly focused products and clean operations.
Which leaves me with one final thought for you to explore. If AI models are now successfully auditing startup grants and cleaning up the entire ecosystem, how long until the AI becomes the sniper itself, completely replacing human VCs to decide which early-stage startups deserve funding in the first place? That's today's AI PRISM. Founders, this deep dive was produced with AI assistance based on Seoul Economic Daily reporting and reviewed by a human editor. AI PRISM is a WAN IFRA award-winning series tracking KRW, USD, and hashtag KiroSPI. We'll be back tomorrow.
You've been listening to AI PRISM from Seoul Economic Daily.